I hit record. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Mr. Cecilius and Miss Naomi. We just had a little technical difficulties, but we are back. So, Kevin, please explain yourself, brother.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm getting, I'm gonna get kicked out of West Roxbury for yelling at my house. But listen, no, once I got married, like opportunities were coming out the yin yang. I'm like, chick, you wasn't feeling me back in 1996. Now why you want me now? And this goes psychological. Mm-hmm. It seems like women like you guys, and you know, I might lose the women vote with this one. You guys are kind of catty, and you're like, I'm wondering, like, why? What's that chick have that I don't have? And let me see how loyal he is. So you guys will go and pray and pounce, put your little outfits on.
Oh boy.
Kevin, no, I'm not like that. If I see a ring in your finger, I walk.
But sometimes the men don't wear the ring, and it's not just only men.
I have to take my.
It's not only women. It's not only women. Men are too. They will see. They will see that ring blinging in their eye, and they will continue. And let me tell you, Elijah knows that there have been many advances. And I was like, oh, you say there's line right here.
The thing about it, there's no sense of morale. Like it was like if you seen a ring on someone's finger, you would be. I'm not messing with them. I'm gonna respect their marriage.
Right. But that's exactly how I feel. I say I'm not messing with him. He's married. Yeah. I'm good.
What? How about even in the process of divorce? He's a widow. He can't get the ring off. What thing? I'm playing devil's advocate right here.
I will.
Why not?
Like I said, if you still have the ring, that means you're still connected with that person until you're ready to let go. Then you can approach me.
Oh, come on. The woman's dead. She's in the grave, maggot food. You tell me you can't push up on that?
Until he's ready to set her aside, let her be in heaven or wherever she may be. Don't approach me. You're still with that person.
See,
you're not ready to let go.
I'm speaking for the men. Men are men are quicker to bounce back of like that situation. If a woman was to pass, they're like, listen, I ain't in the cold bed. Someone gotta cook my eggs. Someone gotta do this and someone gotta do that. So we're quicker to bounce back because we're physical.
I don't think so.
No. You ask any I know some men that like their spouse, they passed on or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's not a year or two that goes by and they move on. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they don't respect their wife that passed on, but they made that declaration to themselves that they're moving on. Mm-hmm.
So like we were talking before, how long, if you're single, how long would you devote your time to that person before you say boom? Naomi says 6 months. She gets 6 months, that's it. How long you doing, Kevin?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say 3 months.
3 months?
3 months. 3 months. I'm telling you, I'm an intellectual sexual. Like you gotta stimulate. Like
intellectual sexual. What?
No, because you can get that thing where you and bellies start to smack. You can get that anywhere. Sometimes you can get it on Amazon.
Wow.
But I'm telling you, that real stimulation of the mind, I don't like no dumb female. I don't. That's a turn off for me. Like she could be like Beyonce. If her conversation game is not on point, c'est la vie.
Okay, this brings me to a point. In my past podcast where it says how to please a Caribbean woman, how to please a Black and brown woman, I had come up with this question and Naomi remembers it once I say it. If a person meets all of your requirements, you have 10 requirements, and this person meets all but one, and that one is that he or she is a virgin, would you pursue? Naomi says no. Kevin, what would you do?
I'm saying my credit is right.
What do you mean by that? Please explain.
No, listen to my rationale.
Okay, I'm listening.
You put it on that woman, your car's always detailed, you got breakfast.
Wow.
Your credit score is 800. Easy. That is an investment, and all you have to do is give the
Wow.
That's it.
So you saying that if this person meets all of, okay, your female has meet all the requirements and she is a virgin, you would keep her. You would pursue her.
Sure.
Okay. But Naomi says that she will not. So because she doesn't want to be able to teach anybody, she just wants somebody that's already there. Am I correct in saying that, Naomi?
At the same time, you don't.
To be honest, I've been out of the game for how long? In fact, I need a teacher. Okay,
but I'm saying though,
I don't know. So that's why I said I would not go with a virgin guy, because in fact, I need to learn some things that I don't even know.
That's why they got YouTube. That's why they got YouTube.
No, you didn't say that's why they got YouTube.
Yes. So you telling me that this dude, tall, handsome, brown skin, beautiful, banging eyes, banging body, boom, 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 and he's not you, Kevin. I know you like women.
Husband, because I see him in the reflection in the mirror.
Naomi, you mean that you will not take this man because he's a virgin? Hello, did we lose Naomi?
I would have to pray on it, Sheila.
Oh, come on! The Lord just gave you the man, and you're not taking the man. I wouldn't pray. I already told Elijah that if a man was presented to me, if we were not together, and he meets all my requirements, if he's not a virgin, I'm taking him. He ain't got no AIDS, no herpes, no chlamydia, no nothing. And all I got to do is teach, and we're going to learn together, and he's going to get to my climax. I'm going to get to his climax. I mean, what's the problem? Like I said, there's some people who think like Naomi, and there's some people who think like Kevin, which is something that I really struggle to understand. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, we had a conversation about this prior to the barbershop, and how old are your listeners?
Adults.
Okay, adults. So, oral sex is a cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying by this, if you do oral sex, they're gonna climax.
Mm-hmm.
Automatic.
Right.
But if you can't use your God-given talent to hit that spot, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. You need to be fired. You need to be fired.
Wow.
You did.
What happened, Naomi?
He said you need to be fired if you're not hitting that spot.
What?
If you're not hitting the spot.
What? So, but if the virgin, you're a virgin.
I'm about in general. I'm generalizing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard women in salons saying he can't hit my spot. So I was like, yo, that's terrible. I said, I don't have that problem. And my wife, if you can tag her in this, he'll let you know. But like, I'm saying that seriously, but it's like some women are not satisfied out there. And it's sad.
Well, it's true. It's true. I'm not one of them, but it's true. Can I ask you this? So would you be opposed? Okay, we know that, I know. Could you let me know what is the nationality of your wife?
She is African-American, North Carolina, all those Southern Geechee countries.
Okay, so my husband is also African-American. And he is born and raised in Boston, but his mother is from Columbus, Georgia. So he has that Southern hospitality, Southern ways. And that's one of the things that attracted me to him. Would you, if you weren't married, because I'm not having Chilia beat me up, would you ever consider dating somebody of a different nationality, let's say Asian or Italian, if you had that connection? Or is there a nationality that you just stay away from?
And you know what? In the words of the great Fife Dog from Charcoal, I like them black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. Like, I'm saying that because like I've always been a cultural pot. Like it doesn't matter to me like what they look like. You know what I mean? It just have that true admiration and love for that person. Race should not matter. You know what I mean? Color should not matter. You know what I mean? I know some people like, don't mess with whites because there was a stigma about white women where they could perform a certain task very well. So that's
yes, they do BJs very well.
And
I don't know what it's true about.
They're very easy. So it's like black men had power over them. That's why a lot of black men are scared of black women because they don't want that like strong, independent black woman, which I adore it. Like I you know what I'm saying? She pushes me to greatness. Like I don't want a young woman. I don't like no. Like if you got something on your mind, I want you to speak your mind. Speak your truth.
Okay. And Naomi, would you be opposed to dating any other culture?
No, I don't oppose it. But for me, in regards to my culture, I kind of stay away from them because I've had bad experience with them.
Me too. I've had trouble with some Haitian men, and it leaved a nasty taste in my mouth. Exactly. It's not. I didn't marry my husband because I did away with Haitian men. He was just there at the right time, and there were men that were in my life that they had this mentality that Haitian women should be submissive and just take everything that we give you, and that emanates from their father or whomever that they looked up to. And being the person I was, at times I was submissive, and at times I spoke my mind, and they were like, what is this? So I knew that wasn't the route for me, unless I found somebody that was similar like me, that was born here and was able to understand the culture of the American people, and also be able to adapt to the Haitian culture and come as a collab. I don't think I would have a problem. But I also thought of Haitian men that were born here would have a broader, born in Haiti, I'm sorry, would have a broader experience, a broader light of who they are, embracing the culture, the Haitian culture, and also having a woman that may have not been born in America, but embraces the culture, would collapse so well and so gel, and that didn't happen in some of my relationships. So I feel like,
listen, just to piggyback on what you're saying, my wife is more Haitian than me. She wants to get griot, she wants to get bon peze. It's like she wants to go to Somerville to get some Haitian food. I'm like, yo, she'll ask my mom to make some maya moulin. Like, I'm like,
all right.
I'm so used to eating all that stuff, so that's not new to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had a whole stash of cola lacai in the pantry. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? So it's and I want to just, that like the submissiveness of like, I see my mother come up, like I seen her being a loving wife and whatever, but there's a lot of things that Haitian men do, and this is my father, he might whoop my butt after this, but I can take it. He was very flirtatious in a way, but he did it in a subtle way. Like he would be at Oscar drug. He's like, hey, sweetie, what's going on, sweetie? Oh, you so good. And I'm like, are you supposed to say that?
I know.
You know what I mean?
That's my daughter in the background. Don't worry about her.
I'm like, so I'm thinking that's the way that you talk. If my dad is saying this to women, I'm thinking who to say.
Yeah.
So I would be like, so it's coming out, I was like, hey, what's going on, sweetheart? I was, hey, sweetie, how you doing, love? And I'm like, this could be a sexual harassment case ready to make, But my dad, you are Naomi and Kevin, you already know my dad. My dad is the biggest pimp on this block. Okay? He's OP status.
And my mom pays him no mind. God rest her soul. She already knew what she had. She knew that he was a loving father and a loving husband. And then at times he would say, hey baby, how are you? You want my number? Hey baby, you want to be my girlfriend?
Yes.
It's like, Dad, stop it. You're embarrassing me. What's going on? It's like, and now he's He's going to be 91, 92,
Wow.
92, and he is still the same. I have to tell him to slow down. I mean, it works for him because he'll get free French fries, get some soda.
I gotta catch on that story. So I work at Ellison Parks in Mattapan. So my job is not too far from Babson Street. So I went to Burger King on my lunch break. So I'm driving to the drive-thru because I didn't bring my lunch. And guess who I see in the actual store? Your father. He said, "Please don't tell Elijah that I'm getting onion rings." Yo, I'm telling Mr. Bouillon, no. And he still my man had like 3 rodeo burgers and onion was out. I was like, I'm telling Eli.
Yeah, I tell you, he gets the hookup. It works for him, but I know my mom was just tired of saying, this man is crazy. I don't know what he wants. But so it's like, Haitian Men is just a whole different podcast. And so I'm just going to move on from that. But
one of my uncles. Okay, because that's going to be a live show.
Oh yes, we can do that. I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
Okay. Ready?
I will. Who is it? Jean-Francois, Jean-Claude,
Jean-Pierre. That's the one I'm gonna get. Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude. Now, Naomi, what do you want out of a relationship? Let's say being in a relationship for 6 months. What do you want out of it?
Well, number one, I want the person to know that it's a partnership. It's not a one-way street. It's a partnership. Number two, you gotta love God, because I want to go to church, pray together, do all those things. You gotta be a family man too, because I have lots of family, and I'm gonna accept your family as you accept mine. And we would support each other, like he said. You want the person you're with to excel in everything that they do, because when they excel, you excel too. It's not just them excelling.
So would you want, is trust a big thing for you guys to have in your relationship?
Trust is key for me. And and I'm gonna say this with all transparency. I broke trust and like Naomi said, a God-fearing man, because like we live in this thing called flesh. We live in this thing called flesh, and we have to kill it daily. And there was a situation that like my flesh was weak and I fell. I'm not proud of it, but we worked through it. You know what I mean? And to this day, I keep my boundaries very strict.
Right.
There's no females if I'm not working with them or I'm not close to them and they're not my sisters, I don't contact with them. You know what I mean? It's just like, because there's a thing is that the idle mind is the devil's playground. And when your mind idles and you have that thought and it just keeps formulating, your words turn into actions.
Yep.
So I'm very careful of my mind. Even how I hug people.
Yep.
I hug you all the time.
But look at the scenario. You're my sister. I don't hug everybody. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
And thing about it, the pandemic has made different ways to greet people. So I'll give them a fist bump. I'll give them the elbow. You know what I mean? I'll do things because I'm just like, I had situations where people's like, like they hugged me and I felt like Jada Pinkett Smith and set it off. I felt like taking a
wow, you
like,
are dumb.
Yeah, seriously. And I'm like, I'm feeling your nipple, girl. Like, this is crazy.
Wait. All right. Yeah. Naomi, Kevin, thank you very much for sharing, because some men won't share that. So I want to say thank you. And I applaud you. Because some men decide early on in their relationship that, you know what, I'm just going to have this person as my side chick, or she's always going to be there, and not appreciate what they have. And for you to have a weak moment and be able to work through it, I mean, 19 years is a long time. Having that trust broken and then to be able to rebuild it, I commend you and your wife. I appreciate you expressing that to us. I myself haven't had a weak moment, but there was times in our relationship where trust was almost broken.
Right.
But
right.
it was just a misunderstanding. Yes. And so at first this was in our younger days when we're fresh in marriage, like first or 2 years in marriage. And some chick decided like she was just going to, latch on to Elijah. So it was to the point where she crossed that boundaries where she was texting him early in the morning. Hey, good morning. Nothing like good morning, boo. What's up? No, just good morning, good night, good morning. I said, all right. So, Gillet. I mean, sorry, I was about to speak Creole.
Take on side.
She don't know that I would put on my voodoo dress and go to that school and make it happen. So, I think we just lost Naomi. Hopefully she'll come back. Yeah, hopefully she'll come back. So it's like he decided that he had to cut it because she was crossing boundaries, because he has his Southern hospitality of opening doors. And she just found that to be so attractive and so this and I was like, oh, okay. I know my husband's polite and I know Elijah wouldn't do this purposely.
Yeah.
So I had to come up there and just basically show my face and say, hey, guess what? He's really married. And I am really going to F you up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So me and Elijah were able to work that through. And that's when I just had Nayel.
Yeah.
So I was already in a hormonal state.
Right.
So,
of course.
I'm from the hood, girl. You were from South Shore, okay?
South Shore Plaza.
South Shore Plaza. I am from Madapet, Murder Pen, BT.
Yes.
I see dead people all the time.
Right. Blue Hill.
So it's nothing. So I understand it and I appreciate that. I appreciate that you sharing with me that and to my listeners, because some people may think that people they have minor problems, they don't have like real problems and blah blah blah. But we do. We do as a married couple. We have our ups and downs, and it's tough just because we have 2 children that are on the spectrum. We have a Haitian father that is whoa. And we have a praying warrior mother. His mother's a praying warrior.
Yes.
His father is not in his life per se. He's in another state.
Yeah.
But he has to have that certain boundary, and having a family like mine it's kind of difficult, especially if you're Haitian and you're American. You have to adjust to our culture.
Yeah.
And I already know about your culture because I was born here, but now you have to come and adjust to my culture, which is hard. I'm sorry, Naomi, you're on mute. But yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was. Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
Did you have something to say?
Oh no, I was agreeing.
Okay. Is your mate? If you can't see this, that's my son. Say hello. Hello.
Hey, Ethan. What's up?
Does your mate have to be God-fearing? I know, Naomi, you mentioned that he has to be God-fearing. And is that something really important to you guys? They have to be?
To me, it is.
It is.
It is.
Big staple for me.
Yeah.
So if they are God-fearing, but let's say, Naomi, you believe in God and Bok Choy believes in Buddha, are you still gonna pursue?
No,
Why
because
not?
Buddha and believing in God is totally different. I'm sorry.
Why? You guys have the Buddha and I have the
Buddha is a different God than the God I serve. I'm sorry.
Well, Buddha does the same thing.
Buddha is like a statue. So that's
yes.
like
It's a visual. It's a visual.
visual. Like, you know that.
Yeah, it's a statue. I'm not gonna worship a statue. I'm sorry. I love God.
It's a visual.
Right.
Buddha's name be praised. That's it.
Yeah.
What's wrong, what's wrong with you?
If your listeners that are Buddhist, because I don't want to lose 5% of your listeners.
No, you're not.
But I know the God that I serve. I know what He's done for me personally. I know what God has done through me and my like I know we're shifting a different area, but I'm not supposed to be here because your husband carried me from Franklin Field to Morton Street when I got shot. I'm not supposed to be here, and I'm 44 years old now. So it's that's nothing but God.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And surgeon said it was 2 inches from your heart, the bullet.
Wow.
So that's nothing but God. I know. I just went very spiritual on everybody.
No,
but
you didn't.
No.
You know, I can't. Not no fat man with a bald head is gonna tell me how good something is. I'm sorry.
Okay, I understand. No, so let's bring it back. So, if you're married, I know Kevin's married, and Naomi, let's say you are married. Is it important for you to have a girls' trip and a men's trip? Do you guys believe in separate vacations?
No.
Why not?
Sometimes you do not a vacation. I could understand you want to have a day to yourself. You know, go get boys' night. You know, go hang with your friends. I'm good with that. But
So,
going on vacation by yourself, I don't think so. I'm sorry.
A boys' vacation. Let's say they like 3-day weekend where we're going to let's say Vegas or Miami.
Come on, Sheila.
Hey, pause it. Naomi, please speak your mind.
Sheila,
please.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
You're going to Vegas to spend time with your boys. I'll go with you. I won't go to drinking and partying, but I'll be in the room waiting for you.
Why? Why? You don't trust
Not
me?
that I don't trust the person.
That means you have no trust, baby. You have no trust. If you can let me go and have fun with my friends and not trust the person that I am, you have no trust.
Tell me what to say.
Tell me. I'm playing devil's advocate.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate right now. So you would let me and Elijah and his cousin Jonathan go to Magic City for the 3 days in Atlanta?
I'll let you go because I trust Elijah.
I don't believe that. I do not.
Okay. You don't know me then.
Magic City.
You don't know me. I don't care if it's hedonism in Jamaica. If he wants to go to Atlanta or Jamaica or Trinity, wherever, and he wants to say, we're going to have 3 day boys and go, woo, go ahead. Because you know what? You come back to me. And if you're coming back to me, you come back to me clean. Don't think that you're just going to hop into bed with me. I'm going to expect every second of you. But needless to say, I will still let you go, have your fun, because I know that at times people need to have a break from each other and then come back and regroup. Why would I need to follow you to do anything? Because just because you're in the hotel doesn't mean I still can't do my dirt. So why am I spending that expense?
Yeah, no, and I'm truly in agreement with that. It's just like, for me, just because I know my history, my triggers, and my temptation, I'm not gonna put myself in the fail. That's just me. You know what I mean? I just don't do. Like, listen, if Megan Thee Stallion comes on TV, I turn it off. If Lizzo comes on TV, I turn it off. Wow. And if he comes on, like, them chicks are dangerous. And all respect to all of them, but I don't rock with them like that. Because I'll be just like, it takes me to a different place,
It takes you to a different place?
It does. No, I'm honest, yo. Like, anytime, I'm like, that WAP video, I had to use my inhaler.
Yo, you stupid.
Yo, that video too much. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let me go. Let me finish this. So, okay, now let's say you guys meet a person that has children. Would you be offended if you haven't met that children within 6 months to a year?
Yeah, I would.
Why?
Because after I told you, after 6 months, I gotta know everything.
Well, you know that I have a kid. I just didn't introduce you to them because if I'm a mom, I'm not bringing anybody to my kid.
Just like me. That's why I waited a long time. If I'm with you by 4th month, you're gonna meet my child to see whether or not you guys get along, to even see if it's gonna go forward. I'm sorry. I gotta meet your child. I mean, there could be circumstances where your child is not living with you. Maybe they're in a different country. Okay, I can understand that. But if you're video chatting with your child, you're gonna introduce me and say, hey, this is the person that I'm with, blah, blah, blah. If I'm in your life,
you'd be offended, huh?
I would be. I'm sorry, because if we are planning to be, or to even go to the next level, why haven't you introduced me? That means you don't want to go to the next level.
Okay. And Kevin?
I'm you know, this is a complex question.
Yes.
This is not easy to answer because, like, when you're in a relationship, you take on that person's, if that woman has 2 children, you got to love those children just like you love that person.
Right.
But the children might not accept the person that they're with. So off like what if their father was a good father and he just dipped on them? Now this dude is trying to come in, trying to replace my father. So now they're static because this dude is trying to replace my father or whatever. Or if it was like a woman with a man, like I've seen this. Like, I'm going to use for example. My father and my mother, they separated. My father got remarried. He got remarried, and you know, I was cordial at, you know, with my stepmom, but it was just like, you're not replacing my mom. So I was just like, you know what? As long as you happy, I'm good. But you can't replace my mom. Like, just let me know that my mom steps in that. My mom steps in that range. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a mixed bag with that, because it's like, if you're gonna love that person and you know they have 2 or 3 kids or 1 kid or 1 kid in Florida or whatever, you have to know that you gotta love that person and the individual.
Yep. And Kevin, you're absolutely right. And I always say too, like for my daughter, her father got married and she had a step mother. You're right. She's like, you're not replacing my mom, but I'm gonna be cordial with you because you make my father happy.
Exactly.
In fact, because my daughter was visiting her father on a frequent basis. Okay, now my daughter, whenever she's there, the wife would create chaos for the father. Do you know what my daughter said? My daughter said, you know what? I'm gonna just stay with my mom. If for birthdays I come visit you. Do you know why she did that? Because she didn't want to create argument between the new wife and the father.
This is it.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm not there to replace the child's mother.
No,
but I'm there if you need me. Because I love the father. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. All right, Naomi, I got you, boo.
You know the reason I'm going through it, and I'm just like, you know, like my dad just moved out from Brockton and he's in Norton, and I'm just like, oh, sweetie, you need to come over. I'm like, okay. All right. I'm coming over here for my father, okay?
All right.
With the fake smile, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, I know.
You're not about to have my family dinner. And thing about it, what's crazy is like my mom, even though they're separated, my mom still has admiration and love for my father.
Oh yes,
absolutely. You know what I mean? That's like, and my dad did my mom grimy, where to the point where like I had some animosity towards him, where it was just like, you know, Duke, like, I'm not feeling you, but I said, you know what? It's just in the word. You got to love your mother and your father so your days can be longer. So I watched it.
Absolutely. Funny you said that, Kevin. In fact, my daughter will come to me, oh, mom, dad said A, B, C, and D, negative words. Do you think a negative word about him? No, I'm not, because that's your child. Number one, you should not say negative word about me. But just because did it doesn't mean I'm gonna turn around and do it to you. Two wrong don't make a right. So I said, you know what, Nevaeh, you're with me. You view what I do, and you distinguish
which is right and which is wrong.
Exactly. That's it. But I'm not gonna turn around and say, "Oh, your father's." No, I'm not gonna. I'll let you discover it on your own what your father is to you, and you discover on your own what your mom is to you.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this has become a very hot topic. Hallelujah. So we are going to take this time to end this lovely show. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed it. And I appreciate my co-host, Mr. Kevin Tresilius and Naomi Georgian. Kevin Tresilius has a podcast called The Kevin Tresilius Show. Yeah. And Naomi has an OnlyFans called The Naomi Georgian Show. Right, Naomi? Just kidding.
Woo!
Just kidding. Just kidding.
You see, that's a setup. That's a setup.
I know, right?
But I just want to let you know that it is almost time for me to go. But I want to say thank you, and please look for the next show. And the next topic will be, how will my new girlfriend or boyfriend elevate me? So I will talk to you guys another time. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. And nice meeting you.